Yeah, we are live. The Big Flex tournament on Underdog is live right now. If you're on the home screen, just scroll over on the feature tab all the way to the right, and you will find it. This thing is going to fill up quick. It is a $2 entry, 5,000 entrants. But more importantly, one of the entrances sitting right here to my left, Mr. Brett Kollmann, good friend of mine, runs the fantasy YouTube space, the football space. What are there bigger like film watchers in the industry? That's a weird way to like categorize you, but I like you're not in the fantasy space. Obviously, you're in the football space, but are there individual creators that are bigger than you on YouTube?
In terms of like my very hyper specific niche, I'm not sure. I mean, there's a lot bigger football creators, especially Matt. Like, I don't know if you see
Madden's crazy.
Oh my god!
All my interns, they can't stop. They're like, "Oh, we're doing trivia. Let's just do Madden content." They're like, "Look how good Madden content is."
Madden content also like prints money. I chose the wrong angle for this, but
it's never too late.
We've been doing okay. I actually am working on a Madden video. Did I tell you that?
You didn't tell me, but I saw you. What was it? I saw you tweet about it.
Basically, I'm going to be doing a video comparing like how realistic Madden actually is. Spoiler alert, it's not, but
shocking.
But basically talking like, here's what they get right, here's what they get wrong for like how football like actually functions. Because people don't realize that's a very hard game to work on. Like I know a lot of the developers, it's freaking impossible. But I'm still gonna do a fun video basically comparing like how realistic is it actually.
You should do you play Madden at all?
I do, but my problem is I'm not very good at it because I expect it to function like how football's supposed to function.
Okay.
And it doesn't. So I'm a bad Madden player because I think
because you're like, so you choose the Titans and you're like, oh my god, I keep throwing to Kyle Phillips, but he's not doing anything for me.
I'm not used to like the cheese, like the sheer amount of cheese. It's tough. Okay. It's still a fun game. Like we were just talking about, like as a video game, it's fun.
100%. I just downloaded the new one a couple of days ago. It's literally no different than the 2023 one at all, but it's fun. Like I will literally pay $60 for updated rosters.
Why not?
Yeah, fuck it. You should start a league with your fan. I feel like your fans. You put out that one Madden video. Have you filmed it yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm probably not gonna put it out for like a couple months.
Okay. You should think about some way to like involve the fans in it or something. Maybe like give away a Madden code or something in there that will help you, build a list or bring
I kind of want to get EA involved in it, where like I can hop on an interview with them and like show them a clip and be like, how is this coded? Talk me through it and like really do like a deep dive.
It's so funny. Like I always think of the lower level things of like, oh, you should do like a Madden giveaway or something with it. And then like when I podcast with you or Jack, you guys have responses like that. Like I'll just get EA on the fucking call with me. I'll get the NFL.
Because like the producers like follow me. Right. I could just DM them and be like, can we talk about why this is the way that it is?
Yeah. I just don't live the lavish life that you do at this point. Look at you. You're in New York and you're wearing like a Hawaiian shirt from Underdog.
They only gave these out at the Super Bowl, which you weren't at last year. Freaking fraud.
I mean, what do you want me? I had an occupational problems over there. I'll be there this year.
If Zach's watching right now, bring the Hawaiian shirts back for this Super Bowl so we can get Nick one.
I would love.
Very nice.
Well, I also have. Do you have a full jumpsuit?
Patch. Underdog jumpsuit?
That's what I fucking thought, dog. See, they only made about 5 of those, and I got it from the Super Bowl the year prior. I should have worn it today, but I'd be sweating.
So we're gonna do Underdog rompers for Super Bowl 2024.
full romped up. When you come back for Halloween, we'll go out in romps. Yeah, hell yeah. All right, so here's what we're doing today. The Big Flex, our Super Flex tournament, is up on Underdog. I see it right now. You guys can enter it for a $2 entry fee, okay? And you can enter it up to 10 times. So basically, if you got $20 on your account right now, you will be able to enter it the max. You could do fast drafts. You could do slow drafts. Me and Brett are going to do a fast draft right now. What's that?
You opened the bottle from batch 001?
I had 4 of them, so I kept 2 closed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Don't just treat you better than me. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, jumpsuits, tequila, you know what it is.
Los Dos, by the way, very good tequila. If you guys are watching this.
All right, let's put it up on there. If you guys are on the home screen, you can find it both on mobile and desktop. If you're on the home screen, just scroll all the way over to the top featured ones. You'll see the Big Flex right there. I originally wanted it to be called the Trap House. Apparently, the suits over at Underdog were not having it anymore. And to that, I say, you've changed. You guys have changed. Makes me sick. Did we enter?
They said there's no slows.
Is there no slows?
That's what chat said.
Wow.
I don't know if we're only doing fast drafts, but
we were doing. Okay, I'm gonna have a word with them. I was told it was both. I was told it was gonna be slow and fast, and I have the receipts to prove it. And I might throw it up on the screen. I like Zach too much. I wouldn't do that to him though. I like Zach Powell, who works at Underdog Fantasy, too much to say that he lied to me. Okay, let me turn it into...
Not showing up on the app. Well, maybe check desktop.
It's on the app for me. I see it. The big flex. It's featured. It's there. And we are... Oh, we got the 101.
So we're first?
We are. We got the first pick. You and me will be drafting together.
Okay, so I have not done super flex
what did I just do?
Underdog. So this is going to be an experiment. Because I'm used to, and chat, you can kind of talk through me with this while Nick's working on his thing. I'm used to, on my underdog drafts, receivers flying off the board basically for the first 2 rounds, right?
Yeah, so take that same energy and just apply it to QBs, and it's almost like 3 times worse.
QB before receiver.
Oh, yeah. The first, 8 picks here will be quarterbacks.
So it's going to be like Jalen Hurts, then Mahomes, then Josh.
It'll likely be those 3 will be the top 3. Most people go home. We're on the clock first. Do you have a preference on which of those QBs you like the most?
Patrick's the safest, but if we're considering rushing touchdown potential,
you think Hurts can top his 13 from last year?
I think he can because, people worry about Steichen leaving, but the thing is,
I kind of hate when people overemphasize the coaching as if Jalen Hurts wasn't the reason he did that.
But they weren't again, they were running 989, right? It's simplicity through aggression. It's running go routes and then a middle read. Any offensive coordinator can call that. And not to mention, again, they promoted their quarterbacks coach to the OC. It's the same system. It's the same verbiage, same receivers, same offensive line, same quarterback.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff. They're going to run the same stuff. So
Jalen Hurts has just improved so much.
Yeah.
Going back to college year over year that I can't imagine that he's not going to get any worse. Put it that way.
He has never gotten worse since he was 18 years old.
Right. So the sample size of him getting worse is non-existent. So we ended up actually taking Hurts at the 101. But after that, you see Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert. Those will keep flying. Those will keep flying off the board. So a lot of the times what you'll have to do is, because they go so quickly.
Yeah.
The thing with best ball is you don't have the option of grabbing a quarterback off the waiver wire, right? And these are the most point heavy positions in a best ball draft. So you have to make sure that every single week you have 2 players starting, even if you go Hurts, Russ at the 2-3 turn and then get, Desmond Ridder at the 5, 6, 7, 8 turn or something like that. You need to have at least pretty much 3 starters because there's bye weeks, there's going to be injuries, there's going to be busts. So you want to have 3 minimum.
So are we going QB back to back? Is that what you're thinking?
I think because we don't have the luxury of waiting because we're on the turn. I think we'll pretty much have to go with at least one QB on the 2-3 turn. Let me put the board up for them.
If we get lucky and we can do, let's see. Yeah, it's pretty much all quarterbacks. If we get lucky, maybe a Garrett Wilson plus quarterback 2-3 turn.
I could do that. So the other thing with the super flex is you start 2 wide receivers instead of 3, and that's a reason why they go so heavy in regular drafts.
Okay.
So we don't need to force receivers here because we're only starting 2 of them, but I would be okay with that. We'll see.
It's more so just making sure we get one, right? Because then we got to wait so long again.
Yep. So there he goes. Tua, Kirk. Yeah, 3 wide receivers, 1 running back. Is there any man, the running backs are so tough because in fantasy, typically, your home leagues especially, everyone's going running back. Everyone wants the workhorse running back. It feels like we faded him so hard this year that when we look back, we're going to be we should have been drafting.
Also, if you look at workhorse running backs, it's who is it?
Yeah.
Who is it? Because even with CMC, if Eli's healthy and it's a split backfield, he's still not getting 20 touches.
Yeah.
So the whole, somebody who can get 20, 25 touches for you, it doesn't exist.
No. But someone there will be running backs that average 20 fantasy points a game and end up being
because at that
winners.
point you're prioritizing who's getting the low red zone touches.
Yeah.
So for me, I look at Detroit as my main example with Montgomery versus Gibbs. Everybody's all in on Gibbs. And I'm like, well, Gibbs didn't even get goal line touches at Alabama. Why is he going to get it over Dave Montgomery?
He goes so high in these drafts, which blows my mind because it's not full PPR either.
Yeah.
Like if you tell me Gibbs catches 60 passes, I'm like, okay,
Fine, yeah,
sure, I believe it,
cool.
but it's not like unbelievably valuable in a half PPR league.
But even between the 20s, let's say between the 20s, he gets 3 catches for 30 yards, and he does a lot of the work to get him down the field. Okay, so that's what, 4.5 points. If Monty gets 2 yards in the touchdown to cap off the drive, he's still getting more points.
Correct. And that's what scares me too. All right, well, we're almost back up on the turn, and
fuck, Bijan went.
Yeah,
that was the one I was considering. Like,
Diggs just went to. So Nick Chubb and Saquon are both available at the turn.
I know, but if we don't do quarterback,
we definitely need to grab a 1 QB. There's Daniel Jones, Geno Smith, Rodgers, Jared Goff, Russ. Like I think we got a decent pick. DJ just went off. So of Geno, A-Rod, Goff, and Wilson, who do you like the most? I think with Judy going down, we'd probably stay away.
Wilson.
I would say Geno, A-Rod, and Goff.
I would probably say Geno out of those.
I think I agree. He's got like he's got some feet, right? He can move a little bit, and that supporting cast is crazy.
Yeah, he's got more weapons than Rodgers.
Yep. All right, so let's take him, and then weapons wise, AJ Brown, Nick Chubb, CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, Saquon. We kind of get an elite guy wherever we go here.
I'm between Chubb and Wilson, whichever one of those two sounds best to you.
Okay, I think I like Chubb a lot. I think Chubb's got maybe not. It's definitely not a dark horse. I think it's like low key kind of popular right now, but I could 100% see Chubb being the RB1 overall this year.
For sure. And if we're getting him at the top of the 3, and if he just does normal Nick Chubb things, it means that we're not putting as much stress on ourselves for whoever our RB2 is, right?
Yeah. That we can be cool with Chubb until like the 8th, 9th round in these types of drafts.
Grab Jerome Ford super late just in case he gets hurt. Right?
Yeah. I don't even really handcuff much in these best ball drafts.
I do it if it's like the 15th round.
Yeah.
It's like I'm taking a swing.
Yeah. But we can just nail wide receivers and tight ends and stuff going forward now.
Yeah.
Let's see. Damn. See, this is the fun part about the super flex leagues. Like, look at the first 2 rounds. It's just so much purple.
And there's tons of skill position talent still available.
Just so good. It makes me like, I'm gonna enter this as many fucking times as I possibly can. I can't believe they didn't do slow drafts. They told me they were doing slow drafts for this.
My Hail Mary right now that I'm praying for, Calvin Ridley.
Okay, in Superflex, it's possible. People love Calvin Ridley on this platform. He's like low key the wide receiver.
You know what's wild?
Actually, he's 16.
For season long pick'ems for like the longest time all summer before we got to camp and then hype started ticking up. His season long pick'ems on Underdog was like 825 yards.
Yeah.
I have so many shares of Calvin Ridley in season long.
I never take over in season longs. I strictly stay with the under. I think the overs are like the easiest way for them to make money. Think about this. In order for most players to hit their overs, they pretty much have to have
let's stay healthy,
a flawless season for the most part too. Not obviously that yardage line, like he can miss a couple games. For the under to happen, like one of 40 things can go wrong. Quarterback is hurt. Quarterback stinks. He gets hurt. He stinks. Like so many things can go wrong for the under to hit. Whereas like everything kind of needs to work for the over.
There's definitely a lot of bait lines. Like there was like a Josh Allen like 34 touchdowns, I think it was. And I'm like, that's bait.
Yeah, 100%.
But Calvin Ridley, wide receiver 1 for 825.
You're like. You have any hesitation pulling the trigger on Ridley here?
No, none. I feel great about it.
Yeah,
because I mean, especially if you look at the receivers that are off the board.
I just mean like in general, like you have no hesitation. Like Ridley, obviously, he's gone from the game for a minute, right? And like, there's just that longevity factor to football that I kind of feel like is underrated a little bit. You know, like people love the hype. They love to look at like 1 or 2 plays and be like, if he could do that now. That's in his bag. It's like not really. Like consistency matters for players. Right? It's a reason why players don't stay elite for a long time because they're not consistent. But like Ridley is such an enigma this year. But I'm way more leaning towards your train of thought where like I'm in on Ridley.
I look at we know we're in a great offense, coached by Dougie P. We have a great young quarterback, offensive line which isn't like elite but also isn't ass. And he is the best receiver on that team. I know Christian Kirk is like a very solid
number
cool,
2, great too.
But he's Christian Kirk.
Yeah,
you know. Like their problem last year was we need a guy who can line up at X and go win. And Christian couldn't do that, but Ridley can.
Yeah.
So on 3rd and 7, he's going to be the dude.
I'm super excited to watch that offense this year.
Man, Amon-Ra went early too. Damn.
Yep. Okay, so we got...
I think we're pretty much tapped out on quarterbacks like entirely.
We're 5 picks away. Yeah, Pickett. Bro, yeah, they're all like kind of shitty. Actually, like Sam Howell was kind of sexy here. But we can grab.
I wouldn't mind Howell.
We're gonna get a pretty good receiver, I think. The other problem with doing these drafts on live stream is all the people that are drafting with us are usually in the stream. So when you say like I want this guy, he'll get taken up. This is a tournament though.
God, Olave.
Yeah, that would have been sexy.
I was gonna ask you. Huh?
We got Jalen Hurts. Devontae Smith is still left on the board. We might be able to stack.
I'm good with a stack.
Mm-hmm.
And just hammer, because again, we got the 2 quarterbacks, we got running back. We can hammer receiver.
Oh yeah. Smith, Devontae, and Calvin Ridley are both left. Ah, fuck. There goes Calvin.
Okay, how do you feel about Higgins is gone, Waddle's gone, Amon-Ra's gone. How do you feel about DK?
You're the best wide receivers. I'd be completely fine.
Because we can do a double stack.
Ooh, let's go.
Why not?
This guy's gonna go receiver though. No way he doesn't go Devontae.
Oh, okay.
Throw Devontae in the queue.
Yeah.
Just hit that star so we have him.
Judy's hammy.
No Judy.
Do you like Debo this early?
No.
Amari.
I like Amari. But I
could live with Amari. It's between him. DJ Moore. Ooh.
I like Moore as well. If you want to pull the trigger on Watson too, I'm fine with that.
So between, I'm gonna go Devonta, and then are you cool with DJ Moore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine with that. There's just that like tier of receivers that I really like at the 3-4 turn in 1 QBs where it's DJ Moore, Amari Cooper, Christian Watson. I'm cool with all those guys.
Because DJ is unquestionably the wide receiver 1 in Chicago. The only real problem with Chicago is their offensive line's already banged up.
Yeah.
But,
are they? What happened?
Tevin's hurt. Darnell Wright got hurt. Again, it's minor stuff, right?
Okay.
But it's nagging already. Whitehair's already dinged. It's just a bunch of dudes who aren't 100% now. So,
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it more affects the running backs than it does the receivers, but it's still gonna affect.
Okay, let's see. I love our build so far.
Ramondre went that quick.
I think we're sitting sexy. Ramondre's he's still interesting. He's obviously takes a ding being in half PPR. I did have the same dude, same source I had for Zeke going to Ramondre or Zeke going to the Pats a few weeks ago came back and said Zeke's also going to catch more passes than people are giving him credit for. I think, which I find hard to believe.
Pierre Strong doesn't have a role then. Because that was the role that we were hoping for.
Wouldn't be that shocking to me, to be honest. I feel like everything they've done this offseason has been we want a different running back outside of the guys that we have there.
Reese went. Najee went. ETN went. ETN, I think, is going to be more of a halvesies split with Bigsby than people realize at this point.
Within a month, for sure.
I'm moving ETN down a little bit because of that.
Would you take Najee or ETN straight up? Who you like more?
As of right now, Najee, just because I think Najee's going to get low red zone work over Warren. But when it comes to ETN and Bigsby, it could be either one down there.
Yeah.
And plus, we know Mike Tomlin. He loves to just pick a running back and run with it, right?
Yeah, I hope they don't do that, bro. They're gonna ruin their offense if they just shove Najee into the line 40 times.
It's a better offensive line this year than last year by far in terms of talent level. But I still think, and I maintain
but it's the same old Najee.
Well, he needs to lose weight. I know he wants to play at 235, 240, but I'm please do the same thing that Bell did and drop down to 220, 225. Get some quickness back. He was better at that weight.
Yeah, he definitely needs a little explosion. Damn.
What do you?
That's a nice team from the 10. I don't love Bryce Young as the QB2 for fantasy, but the rest of the team is fucking sexy.
Oh, Bryce is his QB2.
Yeah, that's not great.
That's risky.
Yeah, but Jamar, Amon-Ra, Christian Watson, fucking Tony P is his RB1. That's kind of nice. For all y'all that are joining us right now, this is our tournament on Underdog. BDGE's The Big Flex, $2 entry, Super Flex League, 5,000 entries only. So this thing will fill within the first couple of hours, I believe. Make sure you get in there quickly. Actually, I guess maybe it won't fill that quickly because it's fast drafts only, and those take an hour a pop regardless. But yeah, if you're new to Underdog, you can use our code BDGE and it'll double whatever you throw down on there. So if you throw down 10, you'll have 20, and then you could do the 10 drafts because this is a max entry of 10. You'll have 10 chances to play with the big dogs. All right, almost back up there.
How do you feel about Monty here?
D-Mont?
Too early for you?
It's a little early for me given the running backs that are still available. Like, I like Dameon Pierce more than I like Monty. I also think we have some like really, oh, there goes Drake London. I was going to say we have some really like high upside receivers. How you feeling about Ayuk?
You know, Ayuk's my weakness.
Right. Like, I don't think I need to do anything else besides throw the name
just
out
say
there.
his name, and I'm like, yes,
Yep.
I'm in.
Okay. So I think we're going to hit Ayuk here. I think we might take our third QB as well.
Is D-Hop gone already?
D-Hop went, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he's not. We could stack Tannehill and D-Hop together as our QB3 and wide receiver 3.
That's an idea.
You're in on D-Hop in Tennessee?
I think he's going to be the volume guy. So for half PPR, and he's also going to get red zone work too. For half PPR, I'm good.
Okay.
With that. Traylon's going to be more the big play guy when he gets back.
Yeah, I was completely out on D-Hop with Traylon healthy, but now he's got like the multi-week injury. I'm okay.
So
buying into that.
I did a lot of work on what their roles are going to be. So I went back and I looked at the 2019 Texans offense under Tim Kelly with D-Hop there. And about 40% of his snaps were in the slot. He was already kind of moving into that, late stage Anquan Bolden big slot type role. And then obviously he went to Arizona, and specifically if you watch him when he came back off the suspension last year in Arizona, he played a lot outside.
Yeah. And
he didn't have the same juice in terms of outside beating press coverage, stacking on top of it, getting that quick win so you could, throw a fade down the sideline. He doesn't have that anymore.
Sure.
And I think Tim Kelly knows that. And so I think part of the reason why he went to Tennessee is Tim Kelly sold him of, hey, you've already played the big slot for me.
So Tim Kelly I'm not familiar with who that. He was the OC in Houston.
He's the OC in Tennessee, but he was calling plays in 2019 in Houston.
Okay,
which is why D-Hop went there, because he had familiarity with him in the system.
Gotcha.
And I think Tim Kelly sold him on, hey, we're going to play you as a big slot. You're going to be our volume guy, our chain mover, like you were doing that year in Houston.
Interesting.
Where Traylon's going to be
I feel like Traylon would actually be low-key be super good at that role too.
I think, honestly, because Traylon has so much more juice than Hopkins at this point, he's the only one who can win vertically for them.
Yeah.
So when he's healthy, he's going to do that. And then if they want Yak, like Chig Okonkwo is dynamite at that.
Yep. So
he's going to get a bunch of tight end screens and stuff like that. D-Hop's going to be, we need a warrior over the middle on third down. It's going to be him and Kyle Phillips doing that. And then you got Nick Westbrook-Akine, who's just like the fourth guy.
Just there.
Just
having fun, exercising a little bit.
He'll be the Z on the other side if they go into 11. But I think the D-Hop's going to lead them in catches. But Traylon, if he was healthy, I thought Traylon would have led them in yards.
Me too. I was kind of like, even with D-Hop going over, I still think I wanted to invest more in Burks than I did D-Hop.
Especially at the value, right? Because Traylon was going like 5 rounds later.
So much later. D-Hop, like even after the move, he was still going as like a 4th round pick. And I'm like, that feels crazy.
Well, because people are thinking of like D-Hop as like 2018 Texans D-Hop. Is like, that's not what he is anymore.
No.
He's Anquan Bolden.
Yeah.
That's literally what he is.
And I was thinking about like AJ Brown at his time in Tennessee. Like,
yeah,
AJ Brown was 22, 23, like prime,
running
like
4'4", 225 pounds.
And he couldn't really get past like 1,050 yards on that team, obviously different offense and everything. But I'm like, D-Hop's not AJ Brown,
Never was. They've always been different skill sets.
Of course. I just mean like in terms of athleticism, being able to win on the
at
outside
this
point in their careers.
Oh, there goes Ayuk.
Yeah. That's a tough part about drafting on the turn, man. You just got to get your guys in your positions, and you just got to fucking rip.
I mean, there's still some running backs that I'm okay with if we want to look at RB2 about now. Well, now they might fly off. I don't know.
Let's see. How do I find it in the goddamn app?
So what are we in round 8? So
we're entering that turn. Yeah. So Sanders, Demont's still on the board. If Goddard falls here, I would love to stack Goddard with Hurts as well.
Wouldn't hate it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to go all in on a team, Eagles are not a bad one to do it with.
Yeah. So if we can go, I would be fine with Demont Goddard.
Yeah, very solid.
Do you think there's a world where, like, I just can't fathom a world where Gibbs like gets more work than David Montgomery. If
especially
it was still,
in the red zone.
If it was still Jamal Williams, I would say like Gibbs' talent so far outshines it. But I'm like, Demont's well, Demont's not like a world beater. He's still so much better than
And this is
Jay
the
Willie.
best offensive line that Montgomery's ever had. We've already liked Montgomery before, and he was behind a terrible offensive line.
Yep.
Now he's behind a team that can actually fuck.
Yep.
Of course.
That hurt.
That one really hurt.
We spoke too loud.
Oh, okay. All right. New plan. Cry myself to sleep in a corner.
Ooh, there goes Dotson. Look. Okay, well, I'm putting Goddard in the queue for one of our 2 picks. We don't have to worry about tight end anymore. So DeAndre Swift, Javonte Williams, James Conner, Rashad White. What do you think about Kamara?
The fact that he's only got 3 games means we just have to weather the storm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He looked good in the first preseason. They were passing it to him a lot.
How do you feel about Brees isn't going to be all the way back, and so a late play for Dalvin to patch that hole, but we do Kamara now?
Yeah. Yep.
And then come back.
No, they fucking took Kamara. Shit.
We're getting stream snipe, boys.
We are.
This is rough.
We're getting swatted right now.
This is so rough.
Oh, fuck. Do you like James Cook? So I'm like
undecided.
Same. I was so out on him, but like
man.
the more that summer goes by, the more I'm like, he's probably the one there.
Do you trust any Bills running backs ever? That's the thing.
Nope.
Because it doesn't even matter if he's like an acceptable talent. It's more so, are they actually going to run the ball?
In the right places too, yeah, and throw the ball with a mobile quarterback. All right, so we're gonna take Goddard with one of our spots here. We don't need to go with another running back right now.
Yeah,
I kind of like
really one that I'm super in on. I mean, Khalil Herbert maybe.
So hear me out. So JSN is still available right now. I know he's hurt, but we also took Geno early on. Marquise Brown, Pittman, Addison, Gabe Davis. Like tournament style, like JSN's kind of a guy that you want to go in on, you know, because late round, like that.
And it's a broken wrist, right? It's not like he's going to hobble during routes because he's coming off like a foot.
Could miss 3 to 4 weeks. Like that still puts him back.
But we'll survive.
Yeah.
You know, we'll survive.
All right, let's go with JSN here then.
Yeah.
Now we got the stack of Hurts, Devonta Smith, Goddard, and then we have Geno Smith and JSN. We got Tannehill, D-Hop. All right, that's sexy. What we got going on?
The only thing I'm going to be really upset if we don't come out with now is Roshan at some point.
Yeah, I was going to wait till he goes off the board or maybe Herbert goes off the board.
Because Khalil will go first.
Khalil will definitely go first. So this is kind of interesting from you because I know like you and me were both big Khalil Herbert guys when he came out of school. And he was an underrated guy.
And I still love Herbert.
Yeah.
I just also really love Roshan.
Oh, God. I have such a hard time imagining him being like really good in fantasy this year.
So can I convince you with this?
Sure.
So Herbert was drafted by the previous regime, which normally doesn't matter that much. Like if you're talented, you're talented. But if we look at the style of offense that they're running, we were thinking, okay, it's going to be more of like the Shanahan style West Coast, under center, outside zone. That's Khalil Herbert's realm, right? False. Last year, they were 6th in running inside zone, especially from shotgun. They were 17th in outside zone. They were running a style of run game because of Justin Fields' mobility, doing a lot of the zone read stuff, doing a lot of the RPO stuff, which is predominantly going to be inside zone. The style of runs they called is more Roshan Johnson's style. Keep in mind, out of every single running back in college football last year, he was either first or second in missed tackles forced per attempt at about 0.49, which is an absurd number. It was higher than Bijan, higher than everybody. He is an absolute hammer. He breaks tackles like nobody's business, and he is very good at inside zone, which is what the Bears want their run game to be. I see it as a thunder and lightning type thing, where to start the season, the Lightning might take the lead, which is Herbert. By the end of the season, it's going to be more thunder, which is Roshan.
Okay.
I think it might take until October, November for that carry split to go from like 60-40 to 50-50 to 55-45. But ultimately, when we get to the fantasy playoffs, I think Roshan is going to be getting a little bit more of that workload. And especially once we get down in the low red zone where touchdowns are at a premium, I trust Roshan a little bit more there just because of the size and the physicality and all that kind of stuff.
No, it's super fair. I'm probably okay with both of them. We do want to be conscious though. We don't want to take a bunch of guys that are back half second players,
For sure.
When we stack that. I'm super curious about like who ends up catching passes out of the backfield. I know it's Fields, so he doesn't really dump the ball off very much, but like Herbert's terrible.
I would say if it's just checkdowns Roshan is totally comfortable with that.
He is, but they're not going to be like you're our 2-minute, 4-minute drill guy.
We're running routes, it'll be Herbert.
Who you think? All right, 2 and 4-minute drill. You think it's Herbert? Who do you think does that?
2-minute. Ooh,
2 and 4-minute drill.
It also comes down to who can pass protect better. Roshan's a very good pass protector.
He is,
Herbert's not a great pass protector.
That's curious because like I feel like the Bears have always had, or at least tried to have like the Tariq Cohen. Even last year they tried with like Darrington Evans, I'm pretty sure, but like didn't work out. I just don't know who's going to be. That's so valuable for half PPR and PPR, like because that's always like 3 catches a game.
You know what could really screw us both though? Their 4th running back on the depth chart, Travis Homer, who is one of the best pass protecting backs in the league. What I worry is that when we get into 2-minute, it'll be Travis Homer.
That could
because
happen.
He can protect.
Oh yeah, he can catch. He's a better pass catcher
so
than all them too.
Honestly, that's why all these Bears running backs are going, 10th round or later, is because if you combine all of their roles together, is Voltron, but separately, they're all going to do different stuff.
It's tough too because like even if we feel like we know what their roles are going to be, it's like, are any of their individual roles by themselves actually that valuable for fantasy?
Well, for best ball, there will be spikes, and the spikes are who's getting touchdowns.
Yeah.
Which at that point, you're basically drafting which one you think is getting red zone work.
There goes Khalil Herbert.
And Burks went off too. Ugh.
Yeah, Burks went off. Wide receiver wise, okay. So Elijah Moore's there. Rashad Bateman's there. Hear me out, though. Cortland Sutton's also still there.
Considering the Judy injury today,
this feels like we need to take him.
Hammer it.
Yeah. Let's see if he drops us there. Then we'll hit the run. Brian Robinson went off the board. I kind of hate Antonio Gibson. I just feel like he's not a good running back.
I was going to advocate for Robinson if he fell,
Same.
but he just didn't get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
God damn. Dude, okay. This guy, he has to be in our stream. He's in our stream. No fucking doubt about it. Veladal. VB.
That's like the 4th time that's happened.
Facts. That's insane. All right. We're back on the clock. So we have Elijah Moore's there. Rashad Bateman's there. Running back wise, we got Gibson, Charbonnet. I'm not even going to say Penny out loud, dude, because in case you like him, we're not taking him. Samaje Perine.
For 4 weeks a year, I like him.
Yeah. I'm going to take Elijah with one of our picks.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Running back wise, who do we like? We got Gibson, Charbonnet, Perine.
Charbonnet, Perine. I mean,
Jamal Williams, Jerick McKinnon.
Jamal is interesting to me just to get us through the first few weeks. Again, Charbonnet is another play where it's a back half of the year type thing, but also,
do you think he even gets that though? Like,
it depends if Walker's groin or whatever soft tissue thing is plaguing him right now. He's always got something, but
if Walker does not get injured, it's like,
if Walker does not get injured, he is getting 40% of the carries at best.
Really? Wait, who? Charbonnet?
Because it'll be 40-40-20.
Oh, right. I
40,
thought you
40,
meant,
20,
right? Walker. Yeah.
At that point, all of a sudden,
I took Charbonnet. Yeah. Oh, fuck. I love Dobbs too. I should have taken his ass instead of Elijah. Whatever.
But, here's the thing. If Walker gets dinged again, which is not an impossible scenario, he will be a volume monster at that point.
Charbonnet would be like a consent. Like, okay, tomorrow, Kenneth Walker suffers a season-ending injury. Charbonnet is a top 10 running back in fantasy.
Probably
draft-wise.
Considering, and again, one of the metrics that I look at a lot for running backs is you're not just drafting the running back, but you're also drafting the offensive line and you're drafting the passing game in a sense because you rely on the passing game in between the 20s to get your offense red zone appearances.
Yep.
The best offenses in the NFL average 4 red zone appearances per game. That is all you're getting is 4. A lot of those are going to be passing touchdowns. Not all of them are going to be rushing touchdown opportunities. So you might only get a couple carries per game inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah.
Which offenses are going to give you the best chance to get those opportunities in the first place? The Seahawks, because they're so explosive through the air, are one of the offenses that gets 3.5 to 4 red zone appearances per game, which makes their running backs inherently more valuable.
It's a super good point. It's like when you're down here, the difference between a Charbonnet and a Gibson is really tough to tell. It's like, why not? If you're for a tiebreaker, always side with the better team.
You're drafting the overall offense.
Correct.
At that point.
100%. Let's see what we got. We got any questions from the chat? Throw some cues. We'll answer before we get to the next turn.
So it's interesting. The stream right now is all the way back live at the Evan Ingram pick. So it's
sure
possible.
yours is not just paused?
I don't think it is, but it's possible maybe we're not getting sniped and he's just in our head.
Ooh, I don't think so.
Oh, never mind. I refreshed it where it
I was going to say,
I
I think yours probably
so
just paused.
behind.
Are we getting slower? No. Unfortunately, I was told this was going to be both slow and fast. And for some reason, when it launched, it was only fast drafts. So I apologize for that. I don't think they're going to update it with slow drafts while it launches. But we will have another one of these next Thursday. We're going to launch a second Big Flex tournament next Thursday as well. And I will make sure I will fight with the powers that be to make sure we've got a slow draft going on.
Challenge Zach to a duel.
Yes. I'll challenge everybody to a duel.
I don't even see it on Underdog.
Did
it fill already?
No, definitely not. If it's on the featured tab on the front of the app. So if like once you open up the app and you see featured, you'll see weekly winners first, Best Ball Mania. If you swipe all the way to the right, you will see the Big Flex. We have 12.4% filled.
That's fast though.
If they had slow drafts, this would be, I think we'd be close to like 70% filled.
So
I would have joined 10 already.
I would love to ask chat what they prefer.
Slow or fast?
Fast or slow. Because for me, I prefer fast.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate
that. I don't like to have, I have a draft going in the back of my head for like a long period of time. With the one exception is if I'm doing like 5 at once. But if I'm just sitting them down and I'm doing a draft because I'm trying to like get ready for my home leagues or whatever, I want to see where people are going. I want to feel like where people are taking certain players. I love fast drafts, so I can just blaze through it. Right?
That's the only time I do fast drafts is if it's for content, like I'm doing live streams for it, or if we're just like in the office and we're like, let's fucking rip a draft real quick, then we'll do one together. But I don't think I'd really ever just like sit at home and be like, I'm about to like do it fast. I'll join like 7 slows. I'm a high volume guy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Love that.
Like $2 drafts, $10 drafts.
10 is usually like the max I would put into, but like look at my active drafts right now. These are all slow drafts going on at the same time.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So I'll always have a
like
pick.
20
there you go. I'm on the clock.
Drafts.
Yeah, there's like 30 slow drafts. So I'll always be picking every like 15 minutes. I'll have a notification. It's like you're picking now.
What about for Best Ball Mania?
Slow.
Interesting.
I've only entered like 3 or 4 Best Ball Manias. I don't play fantasy for like money or to gamble. That's like totally not my speed. Best Ball Mania feels like you're there to try to win money, and like I'll do it because it's fun and everyone's like participating in it, but I'm not about to unload like $300 into Best Ball Mania to like up my chances of winning it, kind of thing. Oh shit, we're on the clock. No, we're not. I lied.
Oh, there goes Bigsby.
I'm in another slow draft that's almost up.
Yeah, running back is thinning out quite quickly.
Yep. A-Chain, Tyler Algier, Kendra Miller.
This might be the last
stop
on the train.
How do you feel about the Dolphins running backs?
I was just about to bring up
Wilson?
Mostert.
You like Mostert or Jeff Wilson?
This is the last
I like
shot you're going to get at him.
Yeah.
I would say prioritizing Mostert. A-Chain's already dinged, and he's small, so it's like it's not like...
I'm confident either Mostert or Jeff Wilson are going to be really good this year. I'm just not sure which
I would say Mostert, and then...
I'll do you a solid here.
Thank God.
Boom. Got you. So now we got 5 wideouts.
I would hate myself if we left this draft without him.
This is your draft stream, This is it. So if we win this team, we'll put this on you.
We still got to go back to hammering receivers. Luckily, there's a lot of really good ones.
Well, the other difference with the super flex drafts are we have 20 rounds too. And since we got 3 starting QBs, we don't have to use. We have 2 extra rounds pretty much to grab flex players.
So I really don't want to be sniped for this next one. So I'm just going to show it to you. But
love that.
But we gotta.
Okay, if he's there, I'm on that.
And I know you're a fan of him too.
For sure. I love it. His role feels so clear to me in their offense.
Easily.
Yeah. Which is surprising because his counterpart, I feel like, is kind of good at that too, but they don't use him like that at all.
It's here's somebody who's good at it, and then here's somebody who's great at it.
Yeah. That's fair. Do you God, I don't even want to talk about him so we don't get sniped.
we'll save it for when we take him because I know we're gonna get sniped.
Okay. That's fair.
Where are you at with all the Texans receivers? Because there's like 4 of them that are all going within like 15 picks of each other.
Okay, so lately I've been using the last round pick on Robert Woods just because I think he's gonna probably run borderline the most routes there. And I think one of the underrated things, like Woods is obviously old and he doesn't have it anymore. But it's probably easy to be like he's done, he's washed. But he was also first year back from ACL last year.
And he could still catch very easily 65, 70 balls.
Exactly. I like Woods. I'm not against Nico Collins. I'm not really against Tank Dell either. I think he's kind of like a spicy second half player, but for the most part, the only guy I'm actively targeting in the Houston offense is Dameon Pierce.
Not even Schultz?
No.
That one surprises me.
When I find myself, so Schultz is usually like the QB12 in drafts, and then my ranking, I upload my rankings to do drafts, and I have Jake Ferguson and Luke Musgrave right behind Schultz, and I find myself taking those two over Schultz.
Just on ceiling.
Yeah, just on ceiling. I'm not like really sold on Schultz being that great. I feel like he was kind of a product of the Cowboys system a little bit. And I'm sure he'll be super used in the Texans offense, but also don't necessarily want to buy into the Texans passing offense right now. Like there goes Ferguson 5 spots after Schultz.
I think in Superflex, like Stroud is somebody you take as your, QB3 that you throw in there. Although he went a lot earlier in this one, but
yeah, where did he go? Let's see. There's zero purple on the board. Look how much purple is on there.
Yeah,
CJ Stroud went
6th round.
Holy shit.
He went ahead of Ritter. He went ahead of.
He was the 3 for
Tannehill.
Somebody. That's crazy. I would take Ritter ahead of him. I would take Ritter, Tannehill.
Now, if we do go for a 4th quarterback on a wing and a prayer, like last round,
I like this question.
I would advocate for Aiden O'Connell.
I just picked him up in the Dynasty League, which I was pumped about.
So I interviewed him when he was at Shrine Bowl. We sat down, we watched film for like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
He's going to be good. Like I came away so impressed from the interview, and like we did like a combine style interview. So we were throwing up his interceptions against Wisconsin and basically like, what'd you see here? What was the fuck up? Right. And then we threw like some big time throws against Iowa, which was like a top 3 defense in the country, and like explaining the process, what's your read? What's the concept called? And he was awesome. He was lights out in that interview.
Do you feel though that like you're too close to that situation? Because I feel like every time, remember like John Gruden used to interview quarterbacks, they all sounded so good in the film room.
But we didn't prepare him for anything. Like he didn't know who we were. He didn't know what he was getting into.
He's looked great this preseason.
And when I talk to people that are in the know in that building, they're like all summer long they've been obsessed with Aiden O'Connell.
Okay.
Like all summer long, to the point where if Jimmy gets hurt, which is more of a when, not an if, they think they're going to be completely fine.
Okay.
And if anything, Aiden O'Connell, if he's starting games,
bro,
Devontae,
look who took Alec Pierce.
This motherfucker.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
How did he know?
That's insane. We got to make a pick here. Okay. You know what? Jeff Wilson was still available. I'm fucking taking him.
Why not?
We're stacking Jeff Wilson, and do you have a receiver that you like?
At this point,
I took Jaden Reed by accident, but also
it's not, but I
wasn't on accident at all.
Is Quentin Johnston?
No, he's long gone.
He's long gone.
Yeah, people love him.
Mooney's probably gone. I know Burks is gone.
It was like Rondell Moore, a bunch of shitty players.
Maybe we get.
Well, I'll just let you know one of the next picks is reserved for Michael Wilson.
It's also got to be Demario Douglas at some point too, right?
Chill. Chill.
Oh, here's a question.
Oh, Luke Musgrave just went off the board. I didn't realize he was available. Fuck.
Lotto pick. Super late lotto pick. Jalen Hyatt or Puka Nacua.
But I do like Puka. Ooh. I do like Puka.
Puka, I'm a huge fan of.
Puka's kind of cool, and he's got a nice build. And
he's gonna do the Robert Woodsy type stuff for them, right? He's literally their new Robert Woods.
Who else? They have a fucking nobody in that offense besides Cooper Kupp. Like Van Jeff is like a role player. Tutu Atwell, no
Jefferson's a number
way.
2. Tutu, it's what are we, year 4 at this point, right?
Feels like we've had his whole career. I actually low key feel like this is like his second year, third year tops.
But in terms of like a role of somebody who's going to get involved in the run game, because when they have somebody who can do all the jet sweep stuff, they do that a lot, especially in the red zone. Somebody who can block, somebody, again, all the Robert Woodsy type stuff. That's what they drafted Puka to do. Yeah,
no, I'm super with a late pick. Damn, we probably should have taken Musgrave or tight end 2 there. Look at the value of look at the next tight ends that go
off the board.
Yeah, we fucked up. I fucked up. That's on me. Is he not paying attention? No. So like, I'll use the queue. I've gotten so much better. That was like a huge problem for me as a content creator. I was always auto draft picks. Like when you're on the clock soon, put your picks Hit that star next to your pick. So like even when you time out, it'll grab the guy that you put at the top of the queue.
We still have a couple saving graces, but there's not many left. Jelani Woods and Dalton Kincaid, but that's about it.
Oh, bro, you think Kincaid's left? You haven't been doing enough.
Is he gone already?
He's so fucking far gone.
Really?
Where is he?
Oh yeah, he did go. I see it. He went right after Eli Mitchell.
Yep, right here.
I missed that.
12-3. He's I think he's a top 10 tight end in on underdog.
That's nuts. I was going off 4-for-4 VPs. I didn't realize he was going that much or going that high already.
Underdog's stone fucking sick circle of hell. Oh, I was gonna say Hayden Hurst. He's an every down player in Carolina.
Yeah.
I don't love him, but like, all right, we got a couple more in the chamber. I feel like
all I can think of is Jelani Woods.
Jelani. What about Isaiah Likely?
Ooh, dark horse.
Trey McBride. I think I'm with you on that too. What about fucking Cole Turner? He looked kind of good with Sam Howell as a prayer, like late round guy probably.
Again, you're taking him because you have to, not because you want to.
I'm being forced to say all these things. I'm being forced by big media.
Kate Otten's another one where it's like maybe.
This video is sponsored by Cole Turner.
Wow, a wild Trey Lance pick in the 16th round. That's how you know you're in a super flex league.
Yes. Oh, Michael Wilson went, you piece of shit. Don't smile.
You can always tell.
Don't smile over there.
You can always tell when you're drafting against your own audience.
Yeah, always.
Because people that go way earlier than they should.
Michael Wilson's never gone this early in a single draft that I wasn't in.
It's so brutal.
Yeah, it's tough scene.
I basically, anytime I've drafted with people like from my audience, I just never get Roshan ever.
That makes sense.
They do it just to piss me off.
Ooh, I know a guy that we're definitely taking for you.
Okay.
And I'm kind of on board with it as well. We talked about him last offseason, I believe.
Who did we talk about last offseason?
What it wasn't in the video that we did together. This is I think it was just like through.
It must have been a deep cut.
He's a deep cut, but I don't think he's that far away from being like a guy this year.
Okay.
We do need to grab another receiver though. So there's DJ Chark, Rashid here. Look at the receivers there. Look at the receivers, and then you can go to. Sorry, we're actually on the clock, but that's the queue. Go over to the receivers afterwards. The top guy was the guy I was talking about.
Is the injury worry you?
I didn't realize he was injured.
He just got dinged.
Oh, okay. I didn't look into that. We don't have to take him now.
We're not entirely sure on the severity yet.
Make sure you grab someone before the clock runs out. Oh. I would take a receiver or one of the tight ends if you want to use one of those.
I'll probably go tight end first. Okay. And I'll go Jelani. And then receiver. Fuck, man. Island of Misfit Toys.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, for a back half of the year play, like we could survive till he's healthy if you want to do DJ.
DJ might be my most owned player on Underdog. So that injury yesterday hurt a lot.
But it's not a. I'll take him just for a back half play because when he comes back, he'll be the wide receiver one.
Yeah, I agree with that take. Okay, I like him in the 17th. Let me look up the injury to that guy. I didn't realize he got banged up. You listen?
But that's why he's still available.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's a hammy, potentially. So Rappaport yesterday said doesn't sound like a major one. So it doesn't sound like it's as bad as Judy's.
Still, any late August fucking hammy.
I know you get worried about it, but that's also why that's why Mingo.
This is from 2 hours ago.
I was talking about DJ Chark.
Oh,
who were you talking about?
Him.
Oh, we were talking about two different guys.
Bro.
No.
I'm like, yeah, I know DJ Chark got hurt. And it's okay. Relatively.
So
that's hilarious.
I'm on the same page with you with him. If you want to grab him at the next one.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Do you kind of remember?
We did. I now remember that. Yeah.
I was listening to
because we also talked about DJ Chark too.
Okay. Fair.
I'm on board though. I'm on board.
Bet.
And also the fact that he's still even available now makes me question how many Sharks are actually in this audience. Like, what are we doing here?
They're not Sharps. They follow me.
Come on now.
I was listening to was it the Athletic podcast today where they have the beat reporters coming from the camps and stuff, and they were like, this guy is going to be oh no, it was so they do a podcast on the Athletic where the old GM for the Steelers comes on and does shows with them.
Yeah.
And he's like, they love that dude. They're like, he's going to be the reason they felt good about.
He's the most talented back in that backfield.
100%. I think he'll be a player. I didn't realize how big he was too. He's kind of big, no?
He got bigger since college.
Yeah.
He yoked out, but he's still fast.
Yeah. Yeah. So please, nobody take Jordan Mason from us.
I already know who's going to take him too. Like, I
If he-
already know exactly
If
where
he
he's
does,
going.
I got to get a new phone or something. Because I feel like he's hacked that shit from me.
All right, we got a wild Zach Wilson pick ahead of Aiden O'Connell. Man, Dawson Knox's value is tanked, huh?
Yeah. Well, Kincaid's top 10, so everyone just assumes Knox out of the picture.
Is he though?
Probably not. No, he'll be the reason that Kincaid doesn't do well this year.
Because I kind of feel like it's not, Dalton Kincaid's getting 90% of the tight end target. It's going to be a 50-50 thing because they play different roles. Dawson's the Y, Kincaid's the move guy. He's the big slot.
You could see Kincaid will go for 750 yards, 800 yards this year. It was great for a rookie tight end, but he'll catch probably 2 or 3 touchdowns.
That's not just great for, you know how many tight ends in the history of the sport have gotten more than 600 yards in a rookie year?
I don't know, but I'm imagining
12
ever. Wow.
For him to get 750 would be one of the greatest rookie tight end seasons in the history of the sport.
So the video I just shot before this one was my bold predictions for the upcoming year, and I said three rookie tight ends will be top 20 fantasy tight ends.
In this class, just because
Ty Chandler was who we were going for.
That one
Chandler.
Hurts. That one. Okay,
boy.
this has not been a flawless draft. We've had some forced errors on ourselves.
This is what happens when you're at the turn, though. I think we definitely fucked up a little bit. Ty Chandler, I think, was a good pickup.
That was a great pick.
Yeah. So my bold prediction was 3 top 20 rookie tight ends. It was Kincaid, Musgrave, and Laporta.
Oh, Laporta. Okay. Well, I mean, he's been running with the ones basically from the jump.
They just don't have another tree. He's forced into that role, which is why I feel confident about this rookie class. Not because I'm it's a great rookie class. Not because I think they're overly talented or anything. But I think most of them are. But it's the fact that you don't see a lot of rookies get forced right to the number 1 role. How often?
Because there's no other. I mean, it was the same thing that happened with Bellinger last year with the Giants
exactly.
before he got
and these guys are more talented than Bellinger.
Yeah.
So people like Michael Mayer, but I've never seen Austin Hooper's there. I've never seen a guy who's going to annoy you more for fantasy than Austin Hooper is going to be for Mayer. You know what I mean?
And Mayer also he got a real slow start this summer in terms of OTAs and camp and everything. He's just starting to find his groove now, but he is not going to be the most targeted tight end there.
No,
by a long shot.
Definitely not. Okay. We're almost back up on the clock. I do think we need to hit another. I know who we're going with, and I know fucking.
Are you looking at receiver?
So we have 7 receivers. We have 2 tight ends, 5 backs. I think what we do is probably go with our 3rd tight end and then grab the.
Oh, he hates us.
There's no chance.
There's 0 chance.
Those are the next 2 words coming out of my mouth. We grab Puka Nacua.
What an asshole.
God. All right, I'm going to take Isaiah Likely here as our tight end 3.
Yeah.
And then Robert Woods is still available. Darius Slayton kind of feels like the one in New York for a minute too.
I wouldn't
on that.
Amazingly I would be more confident in Hyatt, honestly, in terms of who's going to be the guy overall there by the end.
Okay, so receivers, Woods, Tyquan Thornton, Josh Downs.
I also wouldn't hate a Demario Douglas pick. I wouldn't hate an Aiden O'Connell pick.
Those will have to be our 20th round if we take them.
What about Rashee Rice? Probably gone, right?
Yeah, he's gone. And every Kansas City receiver goes fucking so early.
If you got a running back or a receiver that you like here, just fire away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take. I'm gonna take Robert Woods here. Just a little depth action.
At least you know what you're getting.
Yeah, nothing good.
If this motherfucker takes Aiden O'Connell in the last round, I'm gonna lose my shit.
What is there any chance in your mind that Aiden O'Connell's just good enough that he becomes the starter? I could also see the Raiders just floundering.
They pulled Derek Carr last year.
Fair.
It's the same organization that was like, nah, we're benching Derek Carr. Think Jimmy G is free from that? Probably not.
That's fair. I could, yeah.
If Jimmy, again, this is a coach that is coaching for his life right now. If they end up in a situation where they're in a bunch of winnable games that Jimmy's not getting it done and they're losing snatching defeat from the jaws of victory like they were last year. Keep in mind, the Raiders set the NFL record for most games lost when they had a 10-plus point lead at halftime.
Their schedule's hard this year too.
But if they start floundering, like, you think Josh McDaniels is going to keep Jimmy in there?
It's fair.
Like when they got to try to get some last minute juice to save his job.
Aiden O'Connell. We're just saying.
He's a better vertical passer. He'd be better for Devontae than Jimmy is. If we're just looking at like target heat maps and stuff like that, like Aiden O'Connell as a quarterback is a better fit with Adams.
That would be fucking fire if you got on the field this year. All right, guys, quick update. Yes, there were supposed to be slow drafts in here. So I texted them and I was like, why no slow? And they said they were supposed to have both in there. I'll ask if they can have that added. So hopefully they have it added. They're on it right now.
Can they just do that on the fly? Is that possible?
I didn't think that was, but apparently, if you flex hard enough, they'll do it for you.
Crack the whip on the engineers and say, go do it.
Yeah. That was part of our contract. I said, at any given point, your engineers have to focus on me when I want it. All right. Chris Evans, I feel like, is kind of sneaky good pick there, too. I think he'll have the passing down role in Cincy.
Yeah.
I don't think they trust
mainly because I just don't think Mixon has the passing down role.
Yeah, they just don't trust him there. Like, Evans could back his way into, like, being Samaje Perine light.
For sure. Either him or Chase Brown, but the problem with Chase Brown, which we won't really know if it's still a problem until he gets on the field, he led college football in fumbles last year. Like, he is a very boomer bust running back that fumbles a lot. And if there's one thing that keeps rookie running backs off the field, it's fumbling. So we'll see.
I'm not familiar with like his pass blocking.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like they're like Joe Burrow's not going to want a rookie out there who's like a pass blocker.
Joe honestly prefers empty protection. He wants 5 guys out in the route so that, especially spreading people out so that he can find matchups, he can find space. Joe, stylistically, it's very similar to Brady, where Brady's like, oh, you're going to send 6 against 5? All right, I'll throw hot all day long until you stop doing it.
Just huge brain shit. There goes Aiden O'Connell.
But he's more mobile than Brady, so even if you get him, like even if you're running fire zone, you got 5 against 5, but you're running like a truck stunt, you get 1 free. Joe's like, yeah, I'll make you miss.
I need you to get angry. I need you to get fucking... All right, hold up. Now, same dude took Ty Chandler and took Michael Wilson from me. Him and him
are just ruining my life.
You're dead to us. Ryan Brolo.
Fucking dead to us.
And Vladdy Badaddy.
That's...
Fuck your life.
Oh.
Bing bong.
He also took Michael Wilson.
Yeah, he took all my guys. True scumbag.
The worst.
How do you feel about... We have literally...
Don't say the name until after that dude picks.
Facts.
How do you
feel about sitting in silence for the next 30
do
seconds?
That. Let's make him make a decision. How about that?
Yeah.
For the first time in this entire draft.
Facts. He'll somehow pick the guy I'm looking at. Oh, shit.
You had a bunch of dicks in your audience. You know that?
Slow is live. Slow is live.
Let's go.
This thing's going to fill up so fucking fast. Oh, boy. Tony. Slow is live. Slow. Slow is live. Enter.
Yeah,
There's one.
This whole contest is going to fill in like 4 hours.
This is...
For sure.
Slow. This is going to fucking fill in about 5 seconds now.
Especially because I assume Underdog tweeted it out too.
Maybe.
I don't even see it on the front page of Underdog anymore.
It's there. Well, it's featured. You just got to swipe on the featured. Oh, shit. I think we're up. Oh, no, we're not. We're 1 pick away. Draft starting in 60 seconds. Already got another one. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. Oh, just... Oh, Matt. Bro! No fucking way. He took Matt Collins. That was a guy... I didn't even say it.
Bro.
This is weird. I'm scared.
Your shit got hacked.
My brain? I didn't even say it out loud.
That's amazing. Is he just going off your draft guide?
Ooh, could be.
He has to be going off your draft guide.
I don't... Oh, my God. How did he...
That's incredible.
He's like the most random name left on the list, and he was so far down the wide receiver.
Dude, it's either he's going off your draft guide.
I'm shooketh. I feel like I didn't even really
like
rank Matt Collins
member.
like that. It's a family member who knows I love Matt Collins. That's so fucked.
Can I throw a wild like Eric Ezukama at you? Wide receiver 3 in Miami.
I thought you don't think it's Barrios?
Different type of player. He's more of an outside guy. Barrios is not going to play outside.
Talk
but
to me
if
about
Tyreek or Jalen get hurt, which again, not outside the realm, possibility for Jalen to get hurt, somebody's going to have to get more snaps outside. It's definitely not going to be Braxton Barrios.
Who is this kid? I don't know anything about him.
Big ass jump ball receiver out of Texas Tech, who they really, really love. They're getting him involved in 11 personnel because he can run block. So think like Ben Skoranek, but like better as a receiver. Like I think he will get looks or will get snaps when they're in 11 because he can play outside and he can play like almost like a power slot type role that also gets involved in the run game. Like there's something there with Eric Ezukama.
Okay. I'll take a look at him. All right, so let's check out the final team.
And again, he is a deep cut. He's not getting drafted like at
I was going to
all,
say,
but
this is the first I've even heard of his name this offseason at all. All right, so this is a super flex draft, obviously half PPR. Keep that in mind as we go through the roster here. Jalen Hurts was our first overall pick, paired up with Geno and Ryan Tannehill. And in these tournaments, you try to stack them. People talk about correlation or some shit. Doesn't matter. Just get guys on the same team. Our running backs aren't great. We took Nick Chubb at 25, and our next running back wasn't for like 100 picks. Charbonnet and two of them are on the same team. Mostert and Jeff Wilson, like two of the most banged up dudes of all time. Roshan Johnson. Wide receivers are kind of sexy though. Devontae, DJ Moore, D Hop, JSN, Elijah Moore, Jaden Reed, DJ Chark, Robert Woods, and then we grabbed 3 tight ends. Goddard, Jelani, Isaiah Likely. Nick Buddy, didn't mean to always snipe you. Is that you? Blatt? It was you, you son of a bitch. Don't call me buddy. We're not friends. We're enemies.
Yeah, see, he did have the draft guide.
Yeah, makes sense.
There you go.
Damn.
Just ruining your life by giving you money.
Got Jalen Hurts at the 105. Who the fuck went 4 picks? Where the 4 picks are, PP? Allen, Mahomes, Lamar Jackson Fields, maybe?
It had to have been 3 quarterbacks back to back, right?
Well, 4 need to have gone.
4.
Y'all can't. Why can you find out Underdog? The featured here. Well, I'll show you where it is.
On desktop,
You don't see it?
I don't see it.
Really? Did they take it down?
Underdog Fantasy? I did 5 seconds ago. Now I don't see it now.
Right here. Underdog Fantasy right on the feature page. You're on the NFL app. That's why. You got to go to the home page. Right here. You see these buttons here? You got to be on home. Okay. I'm not sure why it's not on end. Go to home and then swipe all the way to the right here. The big flex.
Okay. I see it on the home page, but not
We're 25% full right now. Love to see it.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's gonna go super quick now. Yep, it's not on the NFL. It's on home.
If they added it to the NFL page, I think more people would find it
100%.
Because it's less scrolling that you got to do.
Yeah, but it's already 25% full, so it'll be full very quickly. We're gonna do another one next Thursday as well. I think they're probably gonna release it at the same time. We'll do another stream at that point, so you guys will be able to get in next time if you didn't. I've already fucking entered, I think, 10 times. We hit the max. We're in 10. We're in 10 drafts already. 10 big flexes.
So you did 9 slows as soon as it went live.
Oh yeah. I'm already on the clock in 3 of them. At the 105. All right. Who do you like? Burrow, Herbert, or Fields? Actually, I think you're gonna take Herbert there just because you're so close to LA. You like him above Burrow and Fields?
Yeah. Barely. I mean, it's close, obviously, but
here's the good news. I have the 104 in the other one. So I could diversify here a little bit.
I think with Burrows, I'm still not entirely sure what's going on with the calf.
Really? I have like no worry at all about that. It's because I'm not close to the situation.
It's more so because, again, they run now. If they change their offensive approach and when he's still coming back from it, they're like, all right, we're going to run more 6-man protections. We're going to run more 7-man. We're not going to make you move. But if they do a whole bunch of, we're doing 5-0 calls and we're spreading everybody out, we're doing all the stuff that Joe Burrow likes, and a guy comes free, is his calf in a good enough spot where he has the burst and the bounce where he can get out of it like he used to? I don't know. I won't know until we see him play. But
it feels like
if we see a whole bunch of like 6- and 7-man protections, that's going to tell me the calf's not all the way there.
Interesting.
But again, that's a September question that we literally cannot get the answer to.
It feels like he had so much time to recover, and it didn't. Like I saw videos of him walking around fine.
Well, there's a difference between walking around and then we're at game speed loading it.
What I meant by that was like if it was grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, like some of the people I follow would be like, okay, if it was like a serious grade 2 one, he wouldn't be able to be walking around freely like that. So it tells you it's kind of grade 1, and given like a 6-week timetable makes me feel like grade 1 he could be over it.
It's not going to deter me from drafting him, but it's more so if I am splitting hairs between other guys that are going to be also extremely productive, like say Herbert or Lamar or whatever.
I went Herbert in one and Burrow in the other.
Diversifying is good. That's why, like, especially in a contest like this, it's a $2 draft. Now that you have slows, do 5 of them.
I'll do 10.
Or do 10.
I'll do 10.
Because it's $20, whatever. Yeah. But do 10 of them and then just take multiple shares of each one, so you don't get screwed.
Let's go.
That's the value of a $2 draft, is that you can do that.
I want to do next week's $1 draft. 50 entries. I want 50 slows at once. All right.
Constant pings.
Thank you all for hanging out with us. Make sure you are following Brett. He does incredible work on YouTube, breaking down stuff he just said about Joe Burrow, 6-man, 7-man kind of fronts, protecting himself. There's some shit you will never hear come out of my mouth because I didn't even know people are thinking that way when it comes to the calf game. You're so deep in the calf game, it makes me nervous, dude. Make sure you're following Brett. I have his stuff linked in the description down below. And if you're new to Underdog, we will be doing these drafts weekly and doing pick'ems and stuff throughout the regular season. So get on there now. They also have a special line. Anyone that uses our code to sign up between now and August 28th will get a Bijan 0.5 rushing yardage line following the 28th. Nobody outside of the BDG audience will get that line. Not even you. Unless you start a fake account and use promo code BDG to sign up for it.
Isn't that just fraud?
100%. All we do is fraud. Goodbye.